Hey, everybody. Welcome back. Another episode of the Triple Option. Thanks for hanging with us. Florida State had a rough weekend, guys, against NC State. Little virus got barfed all over the team. Uh, People were sick. QB2, McKenzie Milton was out there, and Florida State fell to the North Carolina State Wolfpack 28-14. First half, about as disgusting an offensive performance as I have ever seen. Showed some signs of life in the third quarter. That is something that's going to happen with this Florida State team. They will not roll over and let you pet their belly. They will not be submissive. They will fight back. Got it to a onside kick to start off the second half. Got it to within 7, and that's about as close as it got for the rest of the game. They fall 28-14. Really, the story of the game was it was almost lost before it started. McKenzie Milton, love you to death. Mahalo. Florida State's not competitive when he's the quarterback in either the passing game with the wide receivers that they have and also with the lack of running attack that is in there with McKenzie Milton. Defense just don't respect him. So that was the story of the game. And on defensively, you got bit by the explosive play quite a bunch. Out of NC State's 4 touchdowns, one was 62 yards. One was 45 yards, and the other was 43 yards. You got smoked by explosives. Guys, how'd you see the game?
Yeah, so I guess I'll go ahead and answer this. The defense looks solid outside of those 3 plays, which sucks to say because those 3 plays are important.
Sure.
Again, I hesitate. I see the defense taking steps forward every week, specifically with number 20 on the field, Kalen DeLoach.
Mm-hmm.
I think him getting better every week makes the whole defense better. Seeing as we've consistently pointed out that that's the weakest spot on the defense is the linebacking core. On offense, I don't know what you can say.
Dude, that's all I got, right? It was just It was just so
whether you think the whole thing comes down to McKenzie Milton couldn't get it done, or you want to take a more nuanced approach and say no one can get it done outside of maybe the running back room. Yeah, there's just so little you got going for you right now that it's hard to take the play calling complaints seriously when there's just very little talent on that side of the football.
right. And offensively, they did scheme some stuff open in the second half. McKenzie did make some good throws. To me, the thing that was so glaring is just the lack of respect that you face from the North Carolina State defense. No respect for the quarterback pulling the ball, immediately flashing to the running backs. Jayshon Corbin, who's been a bright spot all year, he was the leading rusher on the team, and he had 33 yards rushing.
Yep.
And you could tell that even in the second half, when McKenzie did pull a couple of those balls and did some QB runs, he's not an effective runner, but those plays were open. The only thing with the defense, I thought that they did play an okay effort. I thought they took a step back in some communication on the back end and the tackling. I thought Florida State's been a pretty decent tackling team all year, and this year, this game in particular, I thought there was some issues that we'll see on film. But
yeah, definitely want to take a look at that.
yeah, if you're gonna assign blame, which is fun to do for everybody, I mean, this was an offensive loss more than a defensive, I guess, if that even matters. An L's an L. Adam, what do you say?
No, I tend to agree with you. I thought you had the one ball early in the game for the first touchdown that he had some tackling issues, but you know, you hate to say anything because everybody's going to say, "Oh, you're making an excuse" or whatever. Look, I mean, they had guys 25 up to 25 guys not practice for a decent portion of the week last week, so that stuff's going to happen when guys don't get out there to get reps during the week. I thought they looked like a team that had the flu. I mean, it really would have boiled down to. I missed the first couple drives. I was I was at a birthday party, and then I was able to get it.
Good for you.
I was able to get it on my phone and kind of watch from there. And I just was watching. I'm just like, yeah, Lord, these dudes are just going through the motions. I mean, they were trying hard, but there's just not a lot there. We continue to talk about how there's not a lot of talent on this team. Some of the talent that you do have was out, obviously, with Jordan. Some of the talent that you have was unavailable throughout most of the week last week. Yeah. they're just a mess right now. I mean, they need to get healthy. They need some positive stuff to happen. Like, I feel like this is a team that's getting better. It's a program that's improving. It just everybody just wants to focus on the negative stuff right now because all that's coming up on the scoreboard is L's, and it's tough. It's difficult.
Yep.
Well, I get to focus on the negative because they're 3-6 and they're a bad football team, but they're a bad football team that does have a chance to win these games. But just you're dead in the water with 25 kids out during the week and your second best quarterback.
Absolutely.
Playing. So we'll take a look at the footage. We'll take a look at the film as Kevin is as he's loading that up into the old film projector that we have. Go to the X's and Noles YouTube page, subscribe, put notifications on, give Kevin all the money because he's still poor, and tell your friends about us because even though Florida State is 3-6, we are here for you, the fan. The black uniforms. Fans seem to love these.
Oh, yeah, and they also seem to love when you return the ball 5 yards deep in the end zone to start the game. That wasn't. Yep, not a good start. I don't know what to say. At this point, that's a losing proposition, and that's on coaches.
All right, let's see some more losing propositions. Boom, 0 respect.
There's your down play. Wait, am I seeing things?
It's not down, but yeah, they've got somebody up there.
It looks like there's.
So it's unbalanced.
Yeah, there's one guard.
Tackle over.
Yeah. I guess they figured they could get something here. Unfortunately, these linebackers are too fast.
Well, DLT gets beat across his face too, which doesn't.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, then the backers are there. Man, just no respect.
Yeah, it's tough.
They're sprinting to it.
And Bavion wasn't available, right?
No.
And I don't know if we've talked about this before. At this point, I don't know if 58's your best guard at that position.
Yeah, I don't think 58 can play at all. Just he's not at the health, not at what he's at.
Right, correct. Boom, immediate 3 now.
The first play was a straight up bad throw by McKenzie Milton on a hitch. So he had a really rough first half.
Yeah, he finished the game 22 of 44 for 233, touchdown and a pick. It had some drops in there, but he also had some poorly thrown balls.
He picked it up a little bit in the second half, but in the first half he just
too much surge on that left side.
Yeah, you got beat right here.
Yeah, Kier can't get blown out of there.
Yep, you lose up front. We're celebrating.
It's a good offensive line though for NC State.
Yeah, pretty solid team all around.
Yeah, we got surprisingly a lot of pressure on Leary.
There you go.
Yeah, they did good. Kier Thomas had a good game. I don't know where I'd rank Devin Leary as far as the quarterbacks that Florida State faced, but he made some pretty solid throws throughout the day. I mean, NC State's top 25 team for a reason.
Yeah, I think he's pretty good.
Yeah, the NC State fans really love this kid. And they
punter?
have the punter.
He was
honestly
great, dude.
He was great. He was a game changer for them, in my opinion.
That needs to be caught.
Yeah, what happens here, guys?
Just not physical. I mean, just not physical. It's soft. It's soft football.
Yeah, and to be honest, I don't know why. There's a couple times where these in routes are being thrown to Pokey, and I don't think he's the guy that you want making that catch. Because he has shown that he's not.
He had a lot of that.
Yep.
Yeah, I don't know if I could speak on the talent of the NC State secondary, but my God, were they more physical the entire game as far as just using their hands, legally and illegally. But it's ACC refs, so you're not going to get the call. But man, our receivers got punked a little bit this game, in my opinion.
Play action, we blow coverage,
then we
get them on the ground.
Yeah. So based off what I'm seeing here, is it's cover 4. Which is, by this point you should know that's probably what Fuller's running. So what does this receiver do?
He breaks early, right?
So this is basically this is what's called a Mills concept, which is a cover 4 beater. You've got this guy running a dig that occupies this safety, and this guy's running a post where this corner's expecting some safety help over here, but the safety, since he's occupied by the dig route, gets pulled up, and there's no inside help for the cornerback.
Who ran this early? Did Louisville run this earlier, or was it Notre Dame? We saw this earlier in the season, and they were getting just destroyed by it. Dotson got smoked by it. Hey, you gave up that pass. You gave up the catch. Get him on the freaking ground.
Yep.
Yeah, I thought he had a step back in this game. So what do we tip our hat to the offensive coordinator here? Was 7 playing with?
No, it's a blown assignment. That's an MA for Florida State in that secondary, and it's a bad effort tackling by 7. I mean,
yeah, you can't just let him go without knowing that you have safety help. So there should at least be coverage here.
He stays wide with nothing threatening him out there too. Like,
right?
I get that that you're expecting that post to go and somebody's going to help out, but
you leave it to cover nothing.
Yeah, I don't.
God, that's so bad, dude.
Hug that a little bit more. And come off late if something does show up.
Yeah, I think I put this on Jones on retrospect. I mean, definitely the tackle at the end, but
the safety's got to communicate better passing that.
To the linebackers, but watch the linebackers on this play action.
No, but that in, I mean, you're passing that thing off the safety on the opposite side of the field. I mean, he's entering. He's going to go into his zone.
Yeah, but there's a reason that this play is a cover 4 beater. And it's kind of one of the problems you run into when you have to be one-dimensional on defense.
Right. So good call against atrocious execution. Yeah, they slept real bad. Oh, good. Finally good. The camera angles on this game sucked.
Yeah, so
I can't tell the numbers. I think it's Jamie. I mean, he's got to get off of that. He can't.
Yeah, drop back into that.
He can't be tied to that.
Because realistically, there's no shot for Jerry and Jones, even in good coverage, to be able to get this guy breaking across the field. Yep. But we're also seeing, this is what happens with linebacker play that is slow to realize that this is play action. The play action happened a few steps ago. These guys need to be getting depth, getting underneath these routes. Because this is a lose-lose situation with these linebackers so far up. If he drops back and he curls, I mean, it's a 10-yard gain either way.
Yep.
But it's not a touchdown. Yeah, just a few bad things by several people.
Honestly, a few bad things by like 2 guys, really, for the most part.
Yeah.
It'll keep showing up.
That was the first. That looks like a play you saw from the first third of this season.
Yeah, just giving up after one half tackle.
Yeah, it's just like I said, I guess
I'm okay with giving up the catch. Get it on the ground.
Make the tackle. Those things happen, right? Like explosive plays happen. Get them on the ground.
Guys are going to make plays in a passing game on you. I mean, that's just life.
3rd and 8.
How come we can't get a first down here?
Well, probably because we threw a 2-yard pass on 3rd and 8. So that's where that hurts you right at the beginning.
They're seeing, I think it's cover 3 here. I mean, I don't hate this play call. I don't like that
it was a little late to him.
Yeah. This ball needs to be here now.
Yeah.
And so he can get upfield before this linebacker. We're a yard short, and that's a drive killer.
Story of the year.
All right. We somehow got them back to the 9. Probably a good punt. That's good coverage.
58-yarder.
Florida State only gives up 2 touchdowns in this half, which is crazy with the amount of drives that they faced. There were the offense was so bad. The offense hung them out to drive so bad in the first half.
I mean, you're jumping crossers here. This looks good.
Yeah, this is great coverage, actually. So I think you got something like this. And watch Kevin Noles, who knows he has the middle guy out of whatever this bunch ends up being. Patiently wait. He sees inside. He sees outside. Gets his eyes on his defender, or on the running back, and gets in there. That's good coverage.
That was good.
It's well played.
I like what you have in that kid.
Yeah, he's taking his lumps now, having Amari and Cooper. But yeah, that's a kid to build off for the future. Oh, hell, special teams. I guess that's a good punt by that. Is that punter Australian?
Third and 10.
I have no
pressure.
Idea. Yeah.
Pick.
What happens here?
It's kind of hard to see, but I think it's just a little bit overthrown here. I'm just in a lot of traffic.
Thrown in a mass of 4 guys. And
what did we think of like the route running from the receiver? That's something that we picked up on at the beginning of the year. I mean, is that something that you guys have seen improve at all, or no?
No, I don't think you've got very good athletes out there.
Well, I don't think there's.
I mean, a big issue.
They're bringing 3 and they're dropping 8 and still getting decent pass rush. This is just a recipe for. This is one of those things where it's like, okay, you could have an elite quarterback here, but where's he going to throw this football?
Yeah, I mean, but Trey, they're out running. I mean, I don't think it's great, but I think some of it is a product of what you got.
Right, and in this play too, you've seen it on 4th and 1, and you'll see it on 3 and 10. When the defense knows what Florida State's going to do, they can't block it up. Right, yeah, when it's obvious pass, they can't block. When it's obvious run, they can't really block it either. To be honest with you,
not with 10 back there. You'll flat-footed lob it into a mass of people.
Yeah, he was getting hit. He was getting hit too. You're right, man. That pressure.
If you can get pressure,
let's look at the O-line again, though. Why are we giving up pressure?
Brady Scott's in there. Did Brady play the whole game, Adam?
Yeah, I think so. Run it back a little. You're going to have to go back a little bit more.
I don't have that angle.
See, that's fine. We'll just watch it from there.
Left tackle.
It's a loop. So, I mean, this happened a lot. So that's a communication issue.
Yep. He goes in. He comes out. Yeah. This tackle has no idea what's going on, and he's flat-footed.
He's got to get his eyes up.
Yeah, good point, Adam.
His eyes up. He's got his shoulders turned. I mean, he's really hurt. He's hurting also. I mean, they don't have a healthy body on that front, but that's not great.
But that's also kind of football, you know.
Sure, absolutely.
Everybody's O-line is beat up.
Yep.
That's not an otherworldly stunt. That's not a very quick developing deal, man. Like that's a hurt kid, but also playing a lot of bad technique.
It's bad technique. Yep. I guarantee Alex Atkins is not happy with where his eyes were.
And that you're falling forward in a pass set.
There we go.
So
quick change. Defense comes out 1st and 10, gonna tackle for a loss.
This is very similar. So this is kind of a midline look where they're reading this guy. Clemson had a lot of success off this, especially against Robert Cooper, but Robert Cooper does a good job here of shutting this down. I think this is Cooper, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it was a nice play.
So they took that almost directly from Clemson, and that was a good adjustment by us week to week. Yeah,
Fuller talked about that today in his presser.
What?
About it's starting to show up more. Teams are having to go to things that other teams had success with against this defense because they're starting to play a little bit better. So copycats are starting to happen, like that play right there.
Right.
That's a play they found, and they said, "Oh, well, Clemson had that. We might need to try that because base run game's not necessarily working all the time."
That's good defense on 3rd and 7, man.
Shut down mesh.
That's a tough series for the defense to stop them again after a
Cooper
terrible.
and Kevin Noles there.
Well, and NC State consistently got the ball on like the 45-yard line in this first half. So the fact that you got out of this first half only giving up 14 points when your offense was so abysmal, it is a testament to the defense, in my opinion.
Yeah, at least in the first half for sure.
You can't look at these things outside of the offensive performance. Yeah.
Got one.
Parchment had a decent game here.
This was the first down of the game, I believe.
He plays well when McKenzie plays, or he plays better. I won't say well, but
He actually looked like a D1 receiver out there, so we had one.
Jesus Christ.
it's a nice route.
Yeah,
That's a good route by him.
It was good. Parchment actually, when he's on, looks like a capable receiver.
Oh, you got to go get that, man.
Yeah,
I know he's been banged up. Got to go get it.
lack of awareness there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I don't think that's cowardice or anything. I do.
No.
That's lack of awareness, because people were saying that, like, he's not trusting this or that. I just don't think. I mean, he's like 29 years old, but for whatever reason, he didn't know the first down marker was.
They get the ball to 34.
Got to get a better punt there.
Yep. So you're putting your defense in a bad position again. And
that's a nice throw, dude.
we do not have a quarterback on the roster that's going to consistently make this throw.
Dime.
It's a beautiful throw.
Just on a wheel. He just gets beat on a wheel. It's just he loses him.
So what do we got? We got man coverage here. Yeah, it looks like
he's flat-footed right there.
Flat-footed.
D-line, no, not enough pressure, but they've been on the field 100 plays in this first quarter.
Yep.
Yeah, you'd like to see some pressure take that off of the secondary, but that's also just a great throw and catch on a wheel and man coverage, you know?
Yeah, it is. Yep. That kid killed you.
Was that Amizi?
I think it's Penix. Penix, was that his name?
Yeah, that was the guy.
Yeah, Amizi's 86. Oh. Yeah, they actually had 2 people wide open on this play, which is kind of impressive. It's clearly designed to go to this tight end.
Mm-hmm.
He fakes a block here and then late releases. I don't know who's on the running back. I think it's one of these guys, but he gets totally lost too.
Oh, 3rd and 5.
Yeah, they
got to bring some pressure.
So whoever was on the tight end just had a mental lapse. Same with whoever was on the running back.
These other staffs have some sort of tell on Fuller on some of these blitzes, because some of the screens that they've gotten on them.
Yeah, wide open.
Yep. Yeah, I guess that would be good to look into if Fuller ends up being the defensive coordinator next year. Is what are they seeing? Is there a tell? Because it does seem to be a pretty big coincidence that.
Another rope. Yeah. Holy hell.
Yeah, that is quite the throw here.
Looks like you get a backer out of position.
Well, it almost looks like cover 3.
They got to be robbing then.
Yeah, but the fact that Deloach is chasing makes me think that he's wrong.
Guys, this is a pretty goddamn depressing game to watch so far. I forgot just how much of a dark place this first half set me in. Like, this is terrible.
I'm guessing Dent's wrong there, Kev. He's got to be robbing. Yeah. He's got to be robbing this, which means he's got to carry that.
Yeah, I think so too. That's the way it looks. Is that you got to have someone on the seam.
Mm-hmm.
God, Devin Leary's eyes must be so big right now.
That's still a tough throw.
It's a freaking tough throw, and he fits that thing right in there. I mean, I'd kill to have him. If he's on this roster, we'd have won a couple more games.
I mean, that's a pick. That's probably an incompletion. You know, like this is a pretty good throw here.
Yeah.
Yeah, we just don't have players on our roster that are going to make that throw and catch. Currently.
Travis Hunter's coming, hopefully. Oh.
That was awesome, man. Circus catch that's still a yard short of the first half.
You love it. So we ran this quite a few times in the first half, this little clear out with the underneath in route. It was open. We just don't catch the ball.
I'm not sure we ran it right.
Yeah.
I don't like the way that we fight back towards the ball. I mean, I don't know if the ball placement's off, but I just, like you said, it just feels like we're soft when it comes to fighting for that football. Just speaking of soft,
I thought that was a gift of a spot.
It was It definitely
we got
was.
lucky.
I agree, Trey, and I think I see it most in the kids that have been in the program the longest, and so that gives me some pause.
I just know they don't fight towards the ball. It's like they're just waiting for something to happen instead of making something happen. Which I don't know, man. Like I said, I'm no wide receiver. It's just something that was really glaring to me in this game.
No, that's why I've been on the. It's hard to have a passing quarterback without passing wide receivers.
Right, correct. This is a nice little play.
It's a great throw. Tight ball, tight coverage.
And it's just, dude, you can't.
Made a great run blitz.
Yeah, they just knew it was coming.
Yeah. But the backside smoked you all first half, and this is because there's no Jordan Travis to give anybody pause.
Yeah, I mean these guys can freely
just
come.
Chase pullers.
Yeah, you just can't do your bread and butter without that check, and they're okay with leaving people in man coverage on the backside.
Even if McKenzie Milton would have pulled it, he would have at least got like 20 yards there until he got caught or something. And he pulled it more in the second half. But like, look at this, dude. There's just no respect.
Well, I don't think this was necessarily
a read. I know.
I just don't think that. Yeah, I mean, that kid was just upfield so fast.
Yeah, you can't run the football without Jordan Travis.
That's the way it seems. Just makes life easier on the offensive line.
And then he gets you sacked out of field goal position.
Yeah, this is a killer.
Is this on him, Adam? Did he not step up in the pocket? What do we think here?
No, that's on 52 just getting...
Right, another
loop. Think they got to tell him that on the O-line?
Yeah, just run loops at 52.
Well, he peeks inside. He carries the inside guy too long, right?
Yep.
Yeah, so this guy's going to head inside. 52 is going to carry him too long, and then this linebacker, one of the two linebackers, I don't remember who it is.
It's no different than DB play. Like, if somebody goes in, somebody's got to be coming back out.
Yep. I'm just a step slow on recognizing it. Like, it's not your job to chase inside.
Oh, look at that. Diagnose that technique for me, Mr. Brown.
I mean, he's standing.
Just right. So upright.
Yeah, he's upright. His eyes are inside. His shoulders are turned. His hips are turned. I mean,
this is the center of gravity. Look how far out in front of it he is.
Yeah, he's leaned way forward. I mean, he just doesn't. He's not staying back. His eyes aren't in a good place. His body. I mean, his body's not in a good place because how turned he is. Look how turned he gets. You can't recover from that.
No, you put one arm out, ride him inside.
He's just not using his feet. He's using his upper body.
What is his injury?
I thought it was an ankle or something like that. I can't remember, honestly. Gotcha. He's not using his feet at all.
That's tough, dude. I don't know if I've seen too many other busts from any of the other OL positions so far.
That's a good read and stick.
Yeah, I mean,
it's just another great throw and catch.
This is an RPO look. This guy bites inside, which he's probably supposed to do, but that's why you have the safety posting right here. And this throw is just perfectly on time, and the catch is made in traffic while he's being hit.
You remember last year? I mean, they gave up that play 17 times against NC State, and probably 20 of them were for touchdowns.
Yeah, it was to that Thayer Thomas kid.
It was that play right there. I mean, they destroyed him with it.
I mean, you can be a step faster as a safety and get there, but that's a really hard play to make. There's a reason the RPO is taking over.
We're a Florida State show, so we're always going to focus on what we do wrong. I mean, to me, that's something that NC State just did right.
With an elite quarterback.
Yeah.
They got a 8-yard throw. You tip your hat to them, and you say, move on.
3rd and 9.
They just got you. Are we dropping 55 here?
Yeah.
Looks like you're dropping McClendon, so you're just trying to bring some sort of
zone pressure.
Yeah, and they get you. It didn't get there.
Well, defensive ends and coverage. We're gonna love to watch that on the rewatch.
But then great play by Deloach here.
Yep.
Sees the pseudo screen here. makes a tackle out in space. You know, you're only down 2 touchdowns after playing an absolutely abysmal first half.
I tweeted, I was like, we're down 14 with this offense. We're down like about 1,400 is what it felt like.
Comes out and absolutely obliterates another kick. Oh, and we get a hold on top of it. Yeah.
And then that's how well our drive went. It skips to the punt.
Holy hell.
They didn't make one play didn't make. I think we burned a minute off the clock and one play didn't make the condensed game.
That's pretty impressive, actually.
This isn't the most lopsided half I think we've even seen this year, but that was the worst half of Florida State football I've had to force myself to watch this year.
Yeah, Deloach does a good job here. This is what I was saying. I think he is coming along as a player, and that's encouraging to see.
Yep.
Good call, Kev. There we go. Meaningless interception o'clock. Florida State will answer the bell.
I thought he was going to house this.
I thought so too.
I didn't, dude.
I mean, at that point right there, I'm like, oh, you got 5 linemen and the quarterback.
No,
and then he gets stuck.
He runs right into all of them, man.
I was hoping for like a little like hook and ladder type.
Yeah.
And what do you have to lose at that point?
All right. Second half, this was badass.
Yeah, that was fun.
Awesome.
Balls of steel. I can't believe people criticize that.
People criticize this?
Yeah, I saw people like complaining about him going for an onside kick.
Oh, we need it in slow motion. I'm going to be honest. If you hate the 4th and 4 call, but like this call, you should probably check yourself because that just means you like risky plays only when they work out, which isn't how risky plays work.
To me, and we'll get to the 4th and 4 when it happens. As long as the philosophies are consistent, that's all I care about. I mean, Florida State can't get down by 21. Mike Norvell isn't coaching to like not have blowouts. He's coaching to win football games.
Yeah, you got to respect that.
Yeah,
I don't have a single problem with it, and I think it's lazy to say that's the reason we're losing.
Yeah, we'll get to it when it's there. But like I said, as long as the methodologies are consistent, that's all I care about. Now, Florida State got some stuff going on this drive. What changed? What was the adjustment that you guys saw?
Kenny talked about him widening the offensive line stance. I don't see any. I mean, it looks like there's a little bit of a difference. Biggest thing I see right there is they release the back.
Yep.
And the looper had to account for the back going out.
No, I like getting the running back involved in the passing game.
Yeah, they also detached that nub. They flexed him back out to a true X position as opposed to him being that little nub or a little mini split.
They basically said, all right, it's McKenzie Milton. We're going to just run a full spread offense. And honestly, I think they should have ran it from the first half. I think that was a mistake.
Yeah, I thought they needed to know they were going to have to throw the ball 45 times.
And do this. This is exactly what they needed to be doing in the first half.
Yep.
Run.
But this is you've established yourself over the past month and a half as a power running team, man. It really, I know it's easy to say that this is what they should have done, but
as soon as Jordan Travis is out, this is what you need to do.
I know. It's so hard for that drastic of a philosophy change, in my opinion. But obviously, you guys are right because they actually had their only success of the game doing this.
Let's see there. So they've got that X split out wide now. So you remove that. They were bringing that kid off the edge there. So you've removed him from the box to help your run game out a little bit.
Yep.
But we still just don't get enough movement up front.
Well, they're still packing the box.
I think there's 6.
There's no deep anybody here.
Right.
It's just straight man across the board. That's a losing proposition. They're not worried about us throwing the football.
We still get whipped up front, but
yeah, but we also lost the number game.
Look at that snap! Holy moly!
Yeah, there were some real bad snaps.
This is ridiculous, dude. This is ridiculous.
Hey,
it's great
awesome play. Backyard football.
Yep, great effort.
Yeah, let's see this from the all 22. So we got a crossing route. Yeah, I mean, this is just McKenzie Milton doing McKenzie Milton things of old.
That's a great catch, man. Maligned the wide receiver core fairly, in my opinion, this game. Awesome catch.
Yep.
You're only
Team
down by
works hard.
7.
I mean, they try. I always like to say my washing machine tries real hard, but it ain't winning no football games.
You'd like to get a little bit more pressure here.
Yeah, I wish, man.
I love how they picked this up, though. I mean,
yeah, it's great. If this was anybody but 46, this is probably. I mean, he plays it as well as his stature will let him play this ball.
Well said.
Yeah, that's a physical limitation. Yeah, I wish we could have got a little bit more pressure out of the D line there coming out of the second half.
Yeah, I mean, if he's got enough time to release and break down field.
This is not as good.
This is pathetic, dude.
What is this?
After your offense actually did something, this is old bad FSU.
Yeah, because you do see Deloach he's not running hard.
Yeah, he realizes that, hey, he's playing a game of football and not playing tag in the backyard with his friends right about here.
There's so many guys around this person.
And then there he goes.
Den overruns it.
Cooper's getting just annihilated on the edge.
Just complete lapses in focus.
Yeah, you're right.
It's unacceptable when your offense seems to figure something out. You're back in this game. And, is this a coaching thing or a player thing?
That's a young guy getting abused by a man. You know, like that. But that's what you get with youth. There's no excuse for that. And the other missed tackle, though.
I mean, what do you expect? Like Adam Fuller to hype these kids up every snap? Like, at a certain point, a kid needs to take responsibility for himself and make a tackle, right? Like,
right. It's just, they just love to make things harder on themselves sometimes. I can't see anything because of this ass camera angle. Like I can't wait till we're good again and we get like the A squad.
Yeah, I think they got tripped up on each other.
Speaking of which, RG3 is going to be announced in the Miami game, so get your earplugs ready.
So this is an RPO they started going to. They did it a few times in the first half. You're reading this guy. He comes inside, you hit the hitch. If he stays out, you give the ball. More often than not, they are going to be coming inside because they want to dare you to throw that football. And honestly, I think I would rather see 11 be getting these throws than pretty much anybody else. And
yeah, I'm with you.
We'll see later where we saw earlier where 80 didn't. Okay, see, now you've hit this a couple of times, and you don't even give them the read. You just call a counter, and this guy is slow playing it because he's actually worried about this underneath throw here. That's one of the things that gets you that springs that open.
And you got into that wide X. They formationally they just help themselves a lot more.
Yeah. You gotta give the defense stuff to think about. You gotta create hesitation in them.
Right. First half that guy was eating your lunch in the back.
He was coming. He was coming automatic every time.
But hit a few RPOs and he's not.
Yep. It's good coaching though.
Yeah, it's good adjustment. Adam, don't yawn. This is where we did things. Look, see, he pulls.
This offense is killing me, man. With Milton.
No. Look at Robo Leg. Look at him go, baby.
Is that Jordan Travis?
Just pull it. Get him first down, automatic. And it looks funky, but he got the first. He moves. He moves okay, right? Like just enough to keep him honest.
He does.
Look at this. He's going to do like this. Oh, yeah. This is me. This is me like avoiding branches when I'm mowing the lawn.
And he goes in motion well, too.
Yeah, he goes in motion. Great run.
You guys, you want to know my biggest problem with this play?
Oh, God. What?
It's the Wildcat, and that's automatically a bad play. So. I think I think the reason we lost is because we ran Wildcat on this touchdown play.
It sucks because it ought to be 14-14 right now.
Wait, actually, I haven't heard anybody criticize the Wildcat for this play on this 4th and 1. I have heard them criticize it for other 4ths and 1.
I mean, I'm with you, bud. I get what you're laying down.
So close, but so far.
Good run, Jay Sean. He had a tough day, but we didn't help him out at all.
No, not at all.
Damn.
Nope, he dropped
No,
That's right. That's right.
That's a play that you sit there and you say, of course they would make that.
Great coverage, though.
Great coverage. We'll see what happened. And Keir Thomas, thank you. We get burned by this so much. Thank you and I'm sure this cramp was legitimate. I'm sure it was life-threatening. But you've got to do whatever you got to do to make these dumbass ACC officials do their jobs. Clearly incomplete, dude. Like, it wasn't even close on the replay. And they were going to get a free first down out of it.
They weren't even going to review it. It was wild.
I hate this conference so much. Just so much.
All right.
Oh, he got a guy wide open in the middle of the field.
You got 2 open guys if you just throw them.
He can't. Freaking looper again.
Is that what happens?
Uh-huh.
They're literally bringing...
He comes from all the way on the other side of the formation. But this is what Kenny talked about today in the presser with these wide. They went to these wide splits. You just can't account for it because you basically have to man block guys.
Mm-hmm.
Right, and you hope that you get the ball out before this wide looper
tackle's
becomes
not
a
passing
problem.
that off, you know.
Yeah, he has no one to pass it off to because the guard is collapsed. Yeah. So the guard's in here. So if he passed this off, then
you almost need a little bit different route out of your running back here. But you know, you're trying to anticipate these things. It's just stuff that happens.
Yeah, not the best. Yeah, just
like if he runs an angle route there, you might have a chance. But instead, he runs this little sit down, and they do look covered up pretty well too.
NC State's got a good defense.
Mm-hmm.
Florida State's got a really bad offense. Like, there you go.
Yeah, I would have liked to see them go a little bit more towards the running back in the passing game, like you saw in that first drive. Mm-hmm. It felt like they went away from that a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, there's 0 and 8 are still your best players on the team, right? It didn't force feed them the ball as much as you could have in other creative ways. I'm with you there, K-Man.
Yeah, because, I mean, you just weren't going to win the battle up front against this NC State team without a Jordan Travis as a running threat on the outside.
Too much time.
Yep, and it's just...
And honestly, if I see...
Their kid's better than our kid.
If I see these 2 kids lined up at linebacker, I'm throwing the football. I just am. And I'll throw it over the middle.
I mean, he plays it well. Just that kid's better than he is.
Yeah, just quicker.
Yeah, that's.
But here you go. This is what DJ Lundy can do for you, right? Mm-hmm. Watch him here. He's got a gap. He sees run. He attacks it. Plugs up this play. Great job.
Yep.
But
yeah, touch that earth.
Liability when it comes to passing.
So much better than what it's been.
I agree, but there's, like you said, there's a ceiling. There's a talent imposed ceiling, and we've seen multiple instances of that.
There you go.
Great play.
Little coverage sack.
Yeah, good coverage downfield. Good pursuit up front.
Yeah, good havoc, good energy.
Ooh, we get the all 22.
All right, Cat, break this down. We picked up the switch route pretty well.
Yeah. It actually almost looks like 2-man here with bracketing. They're bracketing these 2 receivers. They get the switch. Okay, so I got ahead of myself. So they're in man cover 2 man. It almost looks like, or maybe this is some form of cover 4 where he's posting this guy. But they're watching these guys. Whoever comes inside, whoever comes outside, they get respectively. Good job picking it up here. A little subtle switch. Actually, the corner gets beat.
They're running cover 4 down here at the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, so I assume it's some kind of cover 4 up top. The corner gets beat here.
Yeah, good job, the DL. The DL saved that one, but yeah, okay coverage.
Yeah, I don't know why the corner decided to randomly get flat-footed. But here's that RPO again. And McKenzie never had a strong arm, even at UCF. But it's enough to move the ball when he's accurate.
Got to convert.
Horrible
Awful.
throw. God awful throw.
Yep. Terrible throw. And that's a huge. He knew it. He was. That was huge. You know.
I was a little surprised Mike didn't go for it there. Honestly.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know. Whatever.
trusted his defense,
Whatever the
AB.
football computer spits out, man. I don't know when it says go and when it says doesn't. I don't know. Jesus, dude. You had your shot, man. As bad as that first half was, you really did have your shot, and then
that one killed you.
Yeah, it's just a backbreaker.
What do they do here?
It's outside zone.
Oh, where are you going, Lundy?
Oh, he decided to fit back in this
Why
gap.
is he playing cutback here?
I don't know. Yep, he needs to be flowing with the flow of traffic here.
Holy moly!
He got juked out.
Yeah. Yep, he did.
Because who was Lundy play side there and Deloach was backside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
One more time. Yeah, and then 15 just isn't. He's just not good enough. Like here, he's got to set a better.
He really jukes him out here. Yeah. for no real good reason.
That's not really good enough. And then 37's got to get here quicker.
That's just avoiding. That's just avoiding contact.
Yep.
Lundy's not trusting his linebacking colleague. Diagnosis of a big play. It's just that sucks, man.
Yeah, just
and Jermaine's not great against the run.
Now, we talked about talent limitations. Linebackers coach, defensive coordinator. Why is that still happening?
There we go.
Why is that still happening? Game 9. That last play. Is that kid or is that coach?
I mean, that
honestly.
Probably a little bit of both.
Yeah, but I'm also going to say that's football. Like,
yeah,
the kid gives you a stem inside. I mean, these things happen everywhere. Those plays happen everywhere. That's not a play I'm killing anybody over because it's just a football play. Like,
sure, I got you.
They do happen. Like, these guys aren't machines. They're not going to be perfect every single snap.
And NC State is allowed to be a good football team, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're a solid football team.
Just a hell of a play.
Yeah, jumped that just perfectly.
Wish you could get him for another year.
Yeah, me too.
I mean, if we were Clemson, we could.
I don't think so. His eligibility's up.
They don't care.
That's true. There might be some truth to that. That's a hell of a play, though. It's 21-14, and he just unleashes one here.
And here the offense has another chance to tie it up.
I mean, come on.
That was ridiculous. I don't know enough about this kid. Is he normally this good?
I have no clue. He shit on the ball the other day, though.
He must be a Groza. That's like a Groza descendant.
Oh,
is that the punter award?
Yeah.
There's no other
Ray guy. No,
there's no other punter recognized but that one kid that should be up for the Heisman, whatever that dude's from out west.
Yeah, this punter really just slapped us around.
They get off the end. They get off of it though. I mean, I couldn't believe it. Thought for sure this is going to be 3 and out.
I mean, they're kind of running that same 5 under, 3 over zone here.
It's like a verts concept with a couple under routes.
Yeah,
out of the.
Yeah, they saw that NC State was playing the same defense, bringing 3, kind of dropping 8 in the same form, and there's a little pocket there.
Good catch. 9.5 left, man. Only down a touchdown.
Decent route there. Catches the ball.
Good route, and he catches it.
5 wide, 3-man pressure.
I like this. You got Corbin out wide. Get him the ball out in space.
Yeah. Got a good clear out by Parchment.
I'd like to see more of that because I think right there that was as good of a route as I've seen 6 or 80 run.
Call 5 empty again.
They jump it this time.
Yeah.
He's staring at it and they jump it.
I mean, he pre-snap looked up top, so I can't blame him for that.
Yeah, he beat himself. He took that play away from them.
Who, the quarterback?
Yes.
Yeah.
He's staring at 6 or at 0, hoping it's going to be there again, and they jump it because he's staring at it, and he's got 80 wide open.
But even then, you got 2 over 2. So,
yeah,
in theory, if you see this guy come down here, you got a 1-on-1 with 7 on a slot corner, and you take that shot,
right?
And you get a 15-yard penalty because this kid gets beat and holds.
Oh, the football, because he is beat. He tackles him. How does that not get called anyway?
Yeah, that should be a holding.
That's not defensive holding?
I don't know. It is.
What the fudge?
I think we got it anyways.
Okay.
Yeah, the recognition is not there, man, for McKenzie. That's disappointing on that one.
All right, this is the one people are mad about, 3rd and 4 play call.
Why are you gonna rule? Like, what do you?
Well, because they end up going for it. So why didn't you run a better play here to get I hate those arguments. It's like, well, why didn't you run a better play to set yourself up?
Well, you're not in obvious 4th down territory, right? Like, if the 4th down, from what I've seen in the analytics, it was like a 4%. Yeah, it was a very close. You're not in obvious 4 down territory. If you're 15 yards ahead, I guess I could see maybe doing a run or a screen or something.
But on 3rd and 4, you're calling a play
to get the first down.
That you're trying to call a play, not. Well, I need to call a play here on 3rd and 4 because I'm going to go for it on 4th down. That's not how it works down here. In the red zone, yes, but not here.
Yeah, I know. I'm with you on that. Field. Is that okay? Yeah, I don't. Yeah, that's not obvious. That's not an obvious. We're going for it on 4th down. No. The reason why that decision is so excruciating, depending on who you are and depending on how much you place, credence to the analytics, is that that's not an optimal place to go for on 4th down. You go for 4th down because that number says it gives you the best chance to win the game.
Right.
And that's debatable that's what the numbers say, at least the ones that we subscribe to. I mean, I think that's fair to make it a subjective call, but because that's such a tough call, that's not a setup play on 3rd down. It's 3rd and 4.
Right.
That's what you want. It's third and medium, on the lighter side of medium. Get the first down.
Right.
Can we also talk about how I just want to talk about this play call real quick because if you're throwing shade at this play call, we got empty set. We're assuming they're running that same coverage, which it looks like they are, with the 5 under, 3 over, which means that you're going to just have a line of defenders at this like 5 to 10 yard mark. That means that this guy, this slower middle linebacker, is going to be one-on-one with anybody you put in the slot. So who do you put in your slot? Either 8 or 0, right? This is 8. You're expecting 8 to be able to beat this slow linebacker one-on-one in man and virtually man coverage. It's technically zone. But I like this play call. I think this should work.
What happens?
That middle backer's really good, by the way.
I still think he's not got. I still take a one-on-one matchup against my running back.
No, I agree with you. Yep, I agree.
I think.
Bobble on the route or something?
Yeah,
he's trying to get him to jump it there because they've been sitting down a lot, sitting at the sticks, and he's just trying. Yeah, it's just like a nod to go.
And the linebacker makes a good play here. I mean, look at those hips turn. It looks like he's beat right here, right? His hips are facing this running back. The running back's about to take off, but he quickly turns his hips. It's a great play.
You schemed a one-on-one on 3rd and 4, and they got a good linebacker. I mean,
I thought he had a chance to catch that ball. I mean, I did think he had a chance to catch that ball.
So this is 4.
Be physical. Catch the damn football.
Well, it's the same thing that's been happening all game.
I don't know. I get this is your veteran player. This is your whatever. I think this ball needs to either go to 11, 7, 0, or 80. Sorry, not 80. 11, 7, 0, or or 8. Right? Am I crazy? Like, on
honestly,
a 4th and 4.
Ideally just 11, to be honest with you. I mean, our running backs are pretty decent in the passing game, but
Sure,
they wouldn't be my preferred option either.
I would take 11 or 7 in this situation. If they throw a 4th and 4 ball to 80 or 6 again this year, I will be pretty openly critical about it, because this is not the first time we've seen soft crap like this.
So it's designed to go to him, right? I mean,
yes.
He throws it to 80, but we're confident that it's designed to go to him.
Mm-hmm.
This is almost certainly a clear out with an under.
Yeah,
sure.
The 4 ends up blocking, I mean, in the middle of the field.
Right. See, we don't like this. We don't do this very often, but yeah, I mean, that's OPI. Bad play call then?
No, catch the damn ball.
I don't have a problem with the play call, but at this point going forward, if that ball's going to 80 on that same route, I do have a problem with that.
Pause it for 1 second, because I want to be devil's advocate here. We've said multiple times on this show, you're a bad football team, and we need to start thinking players, not plays. Doesn't that go against that?
No, because I don't agree. I don't 100% agree with what Kev's saying. I mean,
no, I'm saying I think I've heard you say players, not plays before.
Yeah, right.
So that's the wrong player in this play. Just plain devil's advocate.
That kid's made catches for you this year. I mean,
okay,
the damn ball's got to go to somebody.
Sure, I agree, and we don't have a lot of options.
My thing is, I don't think you can put 0 or 8 out there and expect a whole lot to happen on this play. Like, I don't. You're running a clear out here for this kid and hoping he's going to make this catch. I mean, I don't think 0 and 8 out there are going to be.
No, I retract 0 and 8, but I'd rather 11 or 7 be getting this ball.
Where's 6 out of this play? Well, where's Helton at? I would, yeah. I mean, I could see if you're saying, hey, I want to see where 6 is at. Where's 11?
So I'm with you. Okay, so that's kind of a microcosm. We don't have that many options of guys that we want to get the ball. It's like 2. Now, Adam, I want to talk to you about the 4th down. What did you think of it?
I thought it was fine. I thought it was a good time to go. I mean, you've worked yourself off the end line, off the 1-yard line. You've been throwing the ball with some success against these guys. I mean, I had no issues with it. I thought your defense had been playing fairly well. So, you know, you have a little bit of optimism that they can get you off the field or at least hold them to a field goal. Yeah, I mean, I thought it was a good decision. I'm not a big analytics guy. I got all my numbers out when these kind of things happen. If I was calling the offense at that point in time, I would have wanted to go for it.
You would have gone for it too. What do you think, Kevin? Do you agree with that? The call to go for it.
So I'm gonna do some quick. You had a 24% chance of winning.
Yes.
If you go for it,
analytics.
And you get it. You had a 10% chance of winning if you go for it and you don't get it. You had a 14% chance of winning no matter what if you punted. So based off those numbers, you have the cutoff mark is about 28%, I think, if my math is right. So that means if you believe you have a greater than 25% chance of getting this, or greater than 28% chance of getting this 4th and 4, then you are automatically going to improve your chances of winning by going for it. If you don't believe you have less than a 28% chance, if you believe you have less than a 28% chance, your chances of winning are going to be higher, but then you're just settling for a 14% chance of winning this game. And in my opinion, even if this was 5%, I would, at this point with this team, I would take the chance, the 5% chance to improve from a 14% to a 24% chance of winning, because this team just needs to win. You need to take a shot. Because you're not going to win if you sit there and you say, okay, I'm going to take my 14% chance and keep going with it.
You need possessions, and I mean,
and your defense is playing lights out. Outside of 2 plays up to this point, you trust your defense. And that's what people don't understand. People say, oh, punt it because you trust your defense. But to me, going for it on 4th and 4 and saying, hey, there's a good chance we don't get this, you guys are going to have to play football you're going to have to play from the 43-yard line, but I trust you is a bigger testament to trust.
Mm-hmm.
But that's just my opinion. I would go for it.
All right. My thing is that whatever your philosophy is, you got to stay consistent to it. So don't, like, if Mike is a numbers guy and it's like the analytics say I do this and I always give my team the best chance to win the game, I will not kick field goals in the red zone. I will not play to lose by 2 instead of playing to lose by 12. You know what I mean? Like one of those guys that are confident, that it's all about the final score. He's coaching to win the game. Just do that all the time. And I think that he has. And I think there's been multiple games that have seen that. Now, if you have a criticism of that overall strategy to where it's numbers all the time, I think that's where you can start to have some fair criticisms where you don't like his overall philosophy. If he starts getting pressure from like outside forces and he starts to call games like tight, that's when I'm going to actually personally criticize him. Stay true to who you are. Stay true to the guy that was successful at Memphis. Stay true to the guy that won the AAC championship, Memphis' best season ever in their history, one of the best G5 seasons of all time. Just be that guy, because that's the guy that got the job. Now, if he starts getting tight in the pressure, the game starts getting to him, that's when I criticize. But to me, that was some fun numbers there too, by the way. I like when you get the old yellow squigs out. I don't have access to that kind of John Nash, a beautiful mind type analytic data. I don't know that. So I'm like, to me, as long as Mike's being Mike, just be Mike. If that's what Mike does, cool. But if he starts getting away from that or they're like letting some outside influences affect that, that's when I have a criticism of it. To me, I actually do think it's fair to criticize his entire philosophy, but I'm just gonna be observant if he just sticks with his guns.
And I feel the same way. If that's why I've been saying, if you have a problem with the 4th and 4, I think you should also have a problem with the onside kick. Because they're both
it's the same numbers that are telling them to do both. Yeah.
Right? Like they're both huge risks. One worked and one didn't.
It's the same numbers telling you to do both.
Right. You can't be upset at one and not upset at the other. Because if you don't get that onside kick, that's a huge momentum swing against you at the start of the second half.
I'm with you.
All right. Back
to the film. Just wanted to. That was good, bro. We brought out the telestrated numbers. We had a little sidebar.
Sorry for my bad handwriting.
I loved it. I liked your. And then
7 doesn't tackle.
All right, you get him to 3rd and 10, so you're in a decent situation.
This is where you want him, guys.
And he plays it really well, and then he just doesn't tackle.
We got man coverage across the board.
That pesky tackling.
I believe this guy should be on the running back, or maybe the linebacker. Hard
Somebody
to tell.
is.
Okay, so he's on the running back, Deloach, and he gets blocked. So you expect some help here because he's getting double teamed. Gosh, see, this is the thing. You can criticize Fuller, but who's in a position to make this play? Like, I don't know as a defensive coordinator how you draw this up any better.
Use the freaking sideline.
Just stay on your feet.
It's a bad play from 27 too.
Yeah, so we've seen now 27 and 7 kind of be at the center of a couple of these big plays.
Yeah, it's disappointing, man, because Denton had a good game last week.
Just keep your feet here. Just keep your feet, shuffle, keep inside leverage, and make him run towards the sideline. What are you doing? Like, tackling him here versus here doesn't matter.
It's okay to get run over here. Get yourself run over. Just get him down.
Lack of situational awareness has smoked Florida State so many times this year. There's just none. I mean, you saw it with the Milton play earlier. You've seen it with some other plays. You see it here. Both play. It's 3rd and 10, man. It's not 3rd and 4. You don't have to have a tackle for loss. You just have to have a tackle.
I wouldn't even describe that as situational awareness. So that's just crap. I mean, that's just bad. I mean, He knows it's 3rd and 10. You know what I mean?
Situational
He knows it's
awareness.
3rd and 10. He just goes out and he just craps the bed. That's not.
So many times this game, dude. It could have been a really, really good defensive performance, but those still count. Those are on your resume.
Yep, they sure are.
You gifted NC State 3 touchdowns, essentially, right? On awful tackling, explosive plays.
Somebody gifted them something.
Yeah, you have to wonder why after the first 2 plays, number 7 is still getting snaps.
Yeah, you're right though, Trey. Look, bottom line is Adam Fuller's defense gave up 28 points, chunk plays.
Yep.
It's crazy because they'd stopped giving chunk plays up. Like that's the change for them when they got better was because they stopped giving that stuff up, and then all of a sudden you just regress back. That's why I kind of go back to, you guys missed a lot of time this week.
Yeah, it's a flu game. They didn't have the reps. I still think it's fair to say with that. It was a step back game for everybody.
It doesn't freaking look at him down there. 22's in a much better position to make a catch here.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
But it's not like this guy's not open.
No, he's open.
And a better throw up field might get him some more yards. But you're also in 3rd and 10, so.
I hope he's a GA next year. He needs to get into coaching. Sadly, his, a lot of respect for that young man, but his career's over.
Of course. And there's been a lot of good intangible things that he's done, but he's it's not the same. And, after rewatching this game, man,
I don't know.
I think he had a worse game than I thought he did.
Give him Lovett a lot of credit. This is not good against a first-round caliber offensive lineman.
Oh yeah, Lovett gets blown off the ball here.
Boy, vey.
And it's so bad that I can't even fault Lundy for not knowing how to fit this.
No, he's in his lap.
Then
right?
Deloach is running the opposite way.
And I have very much heaped the praises of Fabian Lovett. That's no bueno.
He got
that happens. That happens. Guys are going to get you every once in a while. I'm sure he bounces back.
Yeah, let's watch him this snap. Oh, it was a different matchup, I think.
Is he in there?
Yeah.
Love it?
Is he at the top of the screen?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
3 tech up top.
It's okay. Decent bull rush.
Yep.
But
They got to get disengaged. 1st and 10, you out of the middle of the field. Guys not getting off.
Yep.
They really miss Dennis Briggs.
yeah, man, I'm with you. It's just
Oh, this is something we haven't seen a lot of. They have not showed this a lot. But NC State was kind of killing FSU a little bit on. So FSU's playing a cover 4. And they're looking for they're going to run this corner off and then run a little out route here, knowing that he's inside leveraged, and so that should be an easy completion. I think Fuller was okay giving up this like 3-4 yards that they were getting per chunk on this. And this one he breaks the tackle and gets a few more yards, but you have to give something up. Right, no defense stops everything unless you're Georgia Bulldogs currently. But that's just one of those things where it's like, okay,
You forced the punt.
Yeah, they responded to adversity. They were actually in this game a little bit longer than I remember on the first watch, which is why I'm glad I do these. But it's just lapses in focus. And Jamie Robinson did seem to be frustrated near the end of the game, but it's his offense killed him, man.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could probably turn the film off here.
No, I want to see the speed.
Just watch this rest.
Elusivity.
It was a game with a lot of extenuating circumstances. I'd say even with that, it was a step back for every phase of the team.
Does that thing fall in?
Yeah, that's what KZ. That's what made him special at UCF, and you see small little flashes of it. Is he knows how to throw to space. So right here you see, he just sees space here. and he throws it there. He's not throwing to a receiver. He's throwing to space.
Trey, do you think it was a step back, or do you think it was just a culmination of a lot of nonsense? The flu, a not viable quarterback in there playing for you. I mean, I don't know. I look at those things. Are those situations that you go into a game and things are going okay at certain places, because, I thought the defense was playing okay. The one blown assignment, but is it just one of those things that just really snowballs on you because your quarterback just can't do anything for you?
Yeah.
I think I've noticed something.
What's that? Because that's a good question. I'm still kind of chewing on it a little bit. Go ahead, Kevin.
I'm kind of connecting two ideas. So you said the defense had largely stopped giving up chunk plays in the last few weeks.
Mm-hmm.
But that's coincidentally when our offense started kind of finding a little bit more of a rhythm. So you have to wonder if our offense's ability to move the ball helped our defense keep from giving up.
You're fine, because it's one thing that people would have to look into, and that's fair. And maybe I don't have a final thought on this game as of right now. I'd have to see the drive disparity. How many drives did they face versus NC State that they didn't face against Syracuse or UNC or
I think it was even 14-14 or 15-15. I think the drives ended up being.
Yeah, there were no turnovers, so the drives are the same.
So maybe I will think of this game more as an aberration than I was about to a couple seconds ago, but there was still miscommunication on the first touchdown, some weird, odd lack of urgency, lack of awareness, tackling that really was the difference in the game. Mm-hmm. And I don't know if I can blame that on the flu. I don't know that I can. So we'll have to see. This game is one of the most, I don't want to say useless. It's tough for a sample size because I had my eyes focused on this game. How are they going to respond after Clemson? That was before that I saw the flu. And like I said at the beginning of the show, and I do believe it, the team was dead in the water as soon as whoever coughed that barfed that first virus cloud over Leon County that spread like the frickin' Dennis Hoffman monkey virus and outbreak. I didn't realize it could spread that fast, but whatever. Everybody's just sucking each other's face in Tallahassee. It's a very free love town, I guess. But
Halloween, right?
Yeah, they lost that game. They lost that game as soon as that happened. But to me, there were still some things that looked too much like games 1 through 4 FSU. So I don't want to discount it completely. But Adam, I think you're right. The context, that defense, they got hung out to dry so bad in that game by the offense. And is Ontario Wilson not fighting to the ball multiple times? Is that the flu, or is that just terrible receiver play? Is Robert Scott's poor technique multiple times? Is that all the flu every single time that he's getting beat by the same thing? Maybe it is. Maybe it's injury. I don't know. I am willing to give that this was one of the toughest weeks for the football team all year as far as what they had to face not on the field. But I also can't fully use that to justify everything that I saw on Saturday, if that makes sense.
Sure, I get it. I don't disagree with you.
What do you guys think?
No, I think you said it well. I think that it's a team that's made a lot of progress from really, I feel like the second half of NC State, Louisville up until, even up into Clemson. I thought that there was progress being made across the board. And this felt like a step back, but it's not going to be on the scorecard, the final score asterisk flu game.
Yeah, influenza B. What were the influenza B stats? Yeah.
I mean, I think that there are obviously a lot of extenuating circumstances that played a big role in this football game, but the progress didn't seem to be there. But I think that some of that's really got to be fall back when you didn't have practice. You had guys missing from practice. So I think this is one of those ones you're just going to chalk up to as a waste of time. And we'll
see. Not for you guys that watch. It's never a waste of time. But we will see if this ends up being an aberration or if it's a harbinger of things to come.
I think personally one of the big things we've seen and have chalked up to improvement is Florida State not beating themselves, right? Like not having the penalties, not having the big plays, and not having the big mistakes. And I think that's NC State's MO. You know, Dave Doran has been there now 9 years, and they've never won 10 games, but they've never really lost more than 4 or 5. They do the little things right. They don't beat themselves, and they just kind of grind you down and hope that their defense beats you, and that they get 1 or 2 playmakers on offense that can whittle you down and score some points. And I think that's what FSU is trying to get back into, trying to be more of a solid team. And I just think that you saw NC State out-solid us, if that makes sense. They made less mistakes. They made less errors because they are a team that's built around that philosophy, has been for several years, has the talent that fits that. And I'm curious to see if next week we play a team that has more talent than NC State. But we also play a team that can and often does shoot themselves in the foot.
Right.
And so it'll be interesting to see if our progress of not shooting ourselves in the foot can make up for the talent disparity that, you know, this Miami team has over us currently.
That's interesting. You're right, Kevin. And NC State kind of dares you to make that sound tackle over and over and over and over again until you don't. And Miami's got the athletes to beat you over the top. So you're playing a team that's got some confidence. It's a rivalry game. It's a big one. Mike Norvell's putting a lot of chips on the table as far as recruiting goes. Like this is a very, very big weekend. You might have the first big crowd that you've had in 2 months. I don't know if I want to go must win, but keeping that 2022 recruiting class together, which is what this season is really all about. And I'm sure we'll talk more about that on Tomahawk Nation. Pretty damn close to that.
Yeah.
However, we'll be here with you on the old X's and Noles YouTube page. Kevin, you're going to have a Miami preview later this week, I assume?
That's the hope, assuming I don't get too bogged down with other stuff.
Well, just don't stop making out with people. Stay away from that old Tallahasee that you got there. And we'll be back with you guys because no matter what, we're here with you. Like a best friend, we will clutch you in our loving embrace, whether the result is good or bad. I am Trey Rowland. That was Kevin Little and Adam Brown. We are the triple option. We love you guys. Adam doing the premature chopulation right now, and I just want to join him. Let's just all keep chopping. Everybody keep chopping. We'll be there with you.